No tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Funny how? I mean, what's funny about it?
Yeah, Tommy, no, you got it all wrong.
Please! No! I didn't do it by myself. Whitney and Bobby help me. Please!
House coming up, man. Y'all can hover over the roof. Y'all don't even have to stop, man. Y'all can drop me off. I can be out here, man. Y'all, cause I know y'all probably got shit.
What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the Low Key Cave. We are back with another top 5, and we are doing top 5 horror movies that were inspired by the Scream franchise. I got my man Perk Mindy coming in here joining me. And what's going on, Perk?
Yep.
I was trying to see if I had somebody else coming in, but my co-host Nadia, who usually be on here with me, she said she's gonna need like 15 minutes, so she's supposed to hop on here. I did hit up K-Dot, and he said he might come through. I sent him a link just in case, so he might hop in here too.
True.
But yeah. Appreciate anybody who's coming through in the live. Like I said, y'all more than welcome to leave your comments and let me know. Maybe it's a slasher out there that I didn't name in the list, because I got the top 5 that I feel like that was the ones that pretty much said, let me do what Scream is trying to do. And give or take, Kevin Williamson did write like 2 of these that I do have on my list. Who did write the original Screams or whatnot.
So these are the movies that were inspired by Scream. So
definitely, right. These came after Scream.
Okay.
Like you had a whole bunch of ones that said we can't do like horror movies, so we have to do something where you have a killer that's trying to kill you based off some type of thing, whether it's an urban legend, whether it's maybe aliens.
I guess you could put the first Fear Street up there too, because the what's her face, the first killer.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. I kind of try to stay in that realm of those that came in the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you bring that up, I might be like, shit, it might be another list I need to make or something. I don't know.
Nah, I would just that would be my pick, like one of my picks too, personally.
Okay, one of the first ones I definitely wanted to jump into was Urban Legend.
Yeah, Urban Legend was dope.
And
I
I
haven't
feel
seen
like
it in years, but it's dope.
When the last time you watched Urban Legend?
It's probably like around high school.
If I'm not mistaken, Urban Legend got like 3 sequels.
Yeah, the Bloody Mary one I think is the last one I saw you.
I'm trying to see what this came out in 1998. So yeah, this was kind of right directly after Scream 2.
That's crazy. Yeah, Urban Legend was good. That was a good one. I gotta rewatch that.
Man, well, I'm going over here into the what's the name? Yeah, I wanted to go back and kind of check out this old trailer. Urban Legend came out in 1998, yeah, so Scream 2 came out in 97. So they was really coming off like that hype, because Scream 2 was basically like, oh shit, this was better than the first. Well, in my opinion, Scream 2 is better than the first one. But as far
that's
as
a hot take.
You said what?
That's a hot take.
What you mean?
You
feel
said
like the first one is better than the second one?
Oh wait! I thought you said the second one was better than the first one. Never mind.
I do. I feel like Scream 2 is better than the first Scream.
Nah, I because like now that I've just rewatched it, for me personally, I still prefer like the first Scream. It's just like ahead of its time. I feel like
I say that because I feel like the first Scream kind of lets you know who the killers are off gate. Like if you watch it for the first time, maybe not, but like the second viewing here and there, you like, okay, I knew Billy and Stu, at least Billy, you knew this nigga was a killer.
Yeah. But it set up the formula perfectly for like, it set the standard. Yeah. It set the standard.
Phone calls, the whole premise and all of that. And it did have one of the most brutal and vicious kills at the beginning.
How would you rank the Scream movies now that you've seen all 5?
Scream 2, Scream 5, and Scream 4 and Scream 3.
Yeah, I see Scream 5 in a lot of people's top threes and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm not putting it ahead of Scream 2 yet. Not yet.
Mm.
I'm gonna give it another viewing here and there, and I done gave it like probably 2 more viewings, but I still can't put it right there at Scream 2 because like it's a lot of characters in Scream 2 that try to act like Randy as far as his nieces and nephew. And I think one thing I want to give Scream 5 credit for is they had that same kill like with Dewey that they had with Randy in Scream 2.
Yeah.
Like as far as the impact, because
me personally, I think I would rank it like Scream 1, Scream 4, Scream 5, Scream 2, and then Scream 3.
What? Man, we're gonna have to talk about that.
It just like because for me, Scream 4, before that movie came out, I wasn't really like a big Scream fan like that. Like I respected Scream, but like I liked how they kind of flipped that. They kind of flipped it and just like they always, and that's the thing about Scream in general. They always find something new and like a fresh take on the franchise to keep it fresh and whatnot. I really like that. That's why I like Scream 4 or 5 like that, because they definitely kind of change up the franchise.
Man, it's kind of crazy that you say that because I'm like, I kind of understand what you're saying because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I knew who the killer was in Scream 4. I did not. Like that was one of the things about it. I would never have guessed that it was her. Was it her niece or
her cousin? I think.
Cousin, yeah. The thing with Scream 2 is that whole reporter said Billy's mom is the reporter. Did you guess that was her?
No.
No, like that thing that still hits me where you watching this movie and she popping in here and there everywhere. With Mickey, it was like okay, you was kind of having him as a suspect.
I think I would kind of go back and forth for like that top 3 spot is that third spot is like it's gonna be like between 2 and
I gotta watch Scream 4
5,
again. If I watch Scream 4 again, I'll probably be like okay maybe because it's
been
I
think 4 is I think 4 is just underrated as hell. It's like wow, this was really different for the time, especially like at that time in 2011 where they were just making a bunch of trash.
Do you feel like that though? Because I mean, they had the same stupid cops. They had Dewey being Dewey.
I mean, that's you know what I'm saying. That's the character. I'm just like I like all the reviews. That's what I'm saying about
Scream 5. I feel like they gave Dewey some more. I mean,
yeah, they gave him more depth. Yeah, definitely gave him more depth. Yeah, but, and aesthetically, like if you even go back to Scream 4, like Scream 4 and Scream 1 through 4, they all kind of have that. I don't know if it's called I would call it like a filter or something like that, but they all kind of have that same kind of like. You'll see it when you'll see it though when you rewatch Scream 4, because with Scream 5, like they kind of the style of it changed. That's when it kind of started to change their style up a little bit and whatnot and stuff. But
I'm just one thing I will say character wise. They cannot catch that same charisma from the first one as far as Sidney, Gail, Randy, Dewey.
Yeah, I don't think
with the side characters, they can't catch that same thing they had in that first one.
I don't think that you'll ever like you could say that about like Eddie Slasher. Like I don't think you're ever gonna.
What about the second one? I feel like the second one had characters that you enjoy.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's always going to be hard to top like your first movie or something like that, like in the franchise and stuff like that, because it based off of nostalgia too. Like nostalgia definitely plays a factor in it too and stuff like that. When you set such a high bar for yourself, it's going to be hard to kind of hit that stride again.
As far as I hear people saying that they don't like, as far as Sidney and them not really being in Scream 5 that much, and I actually enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, especially watching the second time.
I like the way they came in. I feel like it made more sense being that it was Scream 5.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump back into here. It's my fault.
Yeah, it's all good. It was a cool discussion.
Oh yeah. As far as like I said, top 5 movies that I feel like inspired, that were inspired by Scream. I'm starting off with Urban Legend, and I ain't gonna go through the whole trailer, but I just want to. As far as like urban legends, this is a separation from Scream and movies that tried to capture that same thing Scream had, that they couldn't do it. even from the mask being iconic. Like that's why Scream continue to go on and be like Scream 6, Scream 7, Scream 8, because you can always have somebody putting on that mask.
Right.
But like with these spinoffs, well, not spinoffs, but with these movies that was trying to act like Scream, as far as urban legend, I don't know too many people who were like, "Oh man, I know that urban legend," or "I know that urban legend." Not the same way where they knew horror movies.
Right. Right.
One thing I will say about did Kevin Williamson have anything to do with this?
Not sure.
Because I'm like, you got Robert Englund in here, you got Joshua Jackson, and that's Dawson's Creek and Freddy Krueger. So, but yeah,
voila, still alive. Please. It's gonna explode! Somebody call 911!
They are the legends we've all heard.
Gang members drive around.
Man,
I'll pause. What's up?
I really missed that trailer voice. Like, whatever happened to that?
Man. Oh yeah.
When did they stop doing that?
I feel like they had just going into the new age, man. Nobody. I think people are starting to pick on that voice. Like, man, this sounds old, man.
It's iconic. It's iconic. I won't look into that, but you continue.
It's like when you got those Blockbuster videos, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
The stories we've all told.
Dying girl and they're parked out in the woods.
Speaking of that voice, let's be honest, man. I know you saying the stories we've all heard, stories we've all told. I ain't heard none of these stories. I ain't never been told these stories. So I don't know what he's talking about.
Right.
And I feel like as an audience, that's how we was feeling like, what you talk? I don't know what you talking about.
Guy steps out and the girl starts to hear these scratching noises. It's her dead boyfriend.
Hey, I'm pausing it again because Jared Leto, that was Jared Leto, right?
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot he was in.
Well, I guess like you could like old urban legends, like the Hitchhiker and stuff like that. That's that's a classic like urban legend and stuff like that.
That's more like school.
Bloody
though.
Mary.
That's where I heard this. Okay, that's where I heard it at though. School.
From a tree.
The tales we've all listened to.
Isn't there another story about a guy with an axe hiding in a woman's back seat? My mom still checks the back seat before getting into a car.
But just because it never happened doesn't mean it never will.
The decapitated body was found in her car.
I knew I should have gone to NYU.
This girl, she could have been.
What if there is a lunatic on campus?
What is he gonna do next, huh? Maybe put spider eggs.
Ended up being the chick, didn't it?
Yo, I be forgetting. Shout out to what's the actor that played Chucky?
Brad Dourif.
Yeah, Brad Dourif. He at the beginning of this, they had a lot of iconic like horror people in this movie. And I get what they was trying to do.
It's a stretch. Calls coming
From the producer. Okay, maybe Kevin Williamson did have something to do with this.
Something I can help you with.
Like I said, I just wanted to go back and check out some of that nostalgia as far as the trailer. And like you said, as far as the voice, having that dude, as far as the man coming through, talking about the characters and whatnot, and the killer and whatnot.
Yeah, that shit adds to the whole thing. Like, they need to go back to that. They need to bring back a trailer guy, the trailer voice.
But as far as urban legend, hold on, my bad. Yo, what's going on? I don't know what your name is. You got to give StreamYard your permission to say your name if you want to. Appreciate you coming through, checking out the live stream though. But as far as urban legend, Joshua Jackson, I feel like that's why I said did Kevin Williamson have something to do with this, because I feel like he threw certain names in here to kind of throw you off with like, oh, this is gonna be a main character right here or something such and such, and that was immediately killed off Joshua Jackson.
Right.
One thing I did like about urban legend, you didn't know if he was really dead though, and there was a lot of characters that sometimes you didn't know if they was dead or not.
Yeah.
And I think that was trying to be the whole thing as far as who the killer is or whatnot. So I give them that credit. Is this one of your favorite ones as far as slashers, as far as ones that was inspired by Scream?
Like I said, I had to rewatch it again, like to see where it holds, if it holds up still and whatnot. But like,
it's one of them ones you don't really remember like that.
No, I definitely remember like the killer, the mask, and all that stuff. Like like stuff like little bits and pieces. But like I said, it's been a minute.
Speaking of the killer, before I get off this one, did you like the reveal of the killer?
Trying to remember.
I mean, it was. Well, I feel
I'm about to
everybody should have
that.
watched Urban Legend by now.
Yeah,
the killer was a friend, the girl, with the big eyes and the curly hair.
Yeah, that's why I had a feeling like that she was the killer. I remember that.
Oh, so I didn't guess it. I ain't even gonna front, but I wasn't really into the movie the way I was into like Scream. So I think that was one of the main reasons why I couldn't guess who it was.
Right.
I don't think I cared as much watching it from the first viewing. All right, that's my number one though as far as Urban Legend. Next one I wanted to jump into was I Know What You Did Last Summer, and this is, if I'm not mistaken, written by Kevin Williamson.
Classic. It's
a classic, but I don't think I like the whole Ben Willis being a killer at the end. I'm gonna be honest, I was a little confused. Like on multiple viewings, I actually was confused, and I don't honestly know why, but I was thinking like, how did he get hit and they threw him in the water and he came back out of the water, or that was somebody else and he was kin to him and this and the third? Like
yeah. But it's just it just has such a like it definitely has its iconic moments, like that whole like when Jennifer Love Hewitt was yelling out like, "What are you waiting for? What do you want?" Like that's iconic.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
Having Sarah Michelle Gellar, of course, and I think she was coming off the height of Buffy at that time. And I think all of us was thinking, well, I watched Buffy at that time. I ain't gonna front. I watched Buffy.
Yeah, most definitely. Buffy was dope.
And I was definitely thinking she was gonna live. And at certain points, she was supposed to live, but
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Stupid ass part. She run into some time. Well, no, she turned around to look instead of running straight to the crowd or whatnot.
But it really does a good job of capturing like that cheesy slasher feel. Like it was definitely cheesy as hell. Like,
it's been the way you is with Urban Legend is the way I am with I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's been a long year since I watched it. I actually watched I Still Know What You Did Last Summer recently more than I watched that one.
See that one went over the top. I feel like with a lot of things.
I love how scary movies be like. They say something about the fat Jamaican dude. I'm like, oh, I wanted to kill that motherfucker. I was like, yeah, facts. Like I said, the reveal of the killer as far as Ben Willis, it was more confusing than anything. But then when I actually understood it, it was like, okay, I guess so. Go with it.
I didn't even know they made a third one either. So.
Oh, man, I forgot about that one. And that one, like in some supernatural shit too. If I'm not mistaken.
It was called like I Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Like
they like on some ski resort or some shit.
Yeah, dumb as hell.
Shout out to I Still Know What You Did Last Summer too, man. I actually like the whole fake out with Brandy. I'm not being serious. I don't like that. I think it was stupid. Popping up at the end, limping and shit. I'm like, why? I do like Mekhi Phifer the way he died. I think that was like everybody sitting there talking, sitting there having a good conversation. And out of nowhere, he gets stabbed through the neck after he talking shit.
You know what's funny about these slasher movies though? It's like there's like you outnumber this motherfucker. Like he's not no Jason. He's not no Mike Myers. You could. Like even with Ghostface, like you can like even in Scream 5, old girl got a clean shot on him.
They was getting in on him on Scream 5. He was getting some licks in on his ass. They was swinging on him. They was doing some shit.
Right.
He was so fucking vicious, especially at that first one where he stepped on old girl ankle. I'm like, yo.
Mm-hmm.
He going
that
there.
little ass knife, man.
It still don't got shit on Michael Myers.
Yeah, he because he's just a force. He's just a force to be reckoned with.
I just don't understand going that far to the extent as far as Halloween Kills doing Cameron like that, man.
But hey, I liked about that's what I liked about Halloween Kills. Like they wised up. He's like, yo, let's just jump him, yo. Like
that didn't work though.
Right.
So is it gonna work in the slashers?
it worked with Ghostface though. You could definitely stomp him out. That would be hilarious.
Oh shit, man. I Know What You Did Last Summer, even with Urban Legend and I Know What You Did Last Summer, they're not even dealing with two killers. So the whole jumping thing, that actually would work because it's one dude you dealing with,
right.
One female.
Beat the shit out of him, like.
And you definitely could have beat the shit out of Ben Willis or whatever his name was, his old name. But before I go to the next one, I seen something. Have you seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
So that's the same chick.
Yeah.
Was that trying to be some type of meta reference or something to Quentin Tarantino?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think there was.
I'm like, hold on, because I seen people pointing it out, and I'm like, nah, that can't be the same thing. And I'm like, hold on, she not only died the same way, but she came back the same way. I'm like, wait a minute.
It might be then. It might be. Now that you think about it.
And she set on fire, pointing a gun, all of that.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I noticed that, and I just wanted to bring it up. As far as I Know What You Did Last Summer, though, it's not one of my favorites. It's definitely not one of the ones I like. I don't think I liked it as much as you did, honestly.
It's cool. It's a cool slasher. It's fun.
I think I went more into it, though, for Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I like Ryan, what was it, Ryan Murphy or Ryan Phil? Damn, what's his name? Ryan Phillippe, Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt. She was like the it girl for a minute.
I thought the kills was more vicious than Scream though.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the first one with the old boy in the ice thing on the fishboat.
Oh yeah.
Okay, next one I wanted to go into as far as top 5 movies that I feel like Scream inspired. Number 3, The Faculty.
Yeah, I just rewatched that on HBO Max. I was like, wow, this movie's kind of underrated.
It is. I actually like this one way better than I Know What You Did Last Summer. And this is written by Kevin Williamson too, right?
I think so, yeah.
You could tell where this dude was just like, let's just do something where you got to guess who done it, but
yeah, it's an alien this time. Yeah. And Peacemaker's dad's in this too.
But I'm with
as
it
the
though.
Coach. Yeah.
Like I'm following the story and everything.
You notice that though? What's his face that plays Peacemaker's dad? He's the coach. Yeah, he's the coach.
Patrick, man. Oh man, I know this don't got nothing to do with horror, but man, I got to get on. I got to do some type of review or something to Peacemaker. I recently just watched the last one. Shout out Vigilante.
Yeah, real one, holding it down.
Oh man, I got to talk about that. But anyway, let me get back to it. The Faculty. How you feel as far as the cast?
I think it was strong. It's what I kind of expected. Like you have the usual suspects. You know, your drug dealer. You know, saying the kind of wimpy kid, the hot chick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, man, shout out to you had an all-star cast too. I forgot you had Lord of the Rings. Who was the old boy? Lord of the Rings.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Man, I swear to God, bro. Gotta be my way. When I first watched this movie, I felt so damn bad at the beginning watching him going through the bullying shit.
Yeah.
That shit was fucking with me. I'm like, man, come on, bro. We gotta stop.
But the way that they try to figure out who's who and who's an alien, like they had to snort the shit, whatever. That shit was wild. I was like, oh, it was crazy. Yeah.
It was actually one of the funniest scenes too.
The CG monster at the end was like, man. Like looking back at it, it wasn't like the best looking, but you know.
Even with that though, Kevin Williamson, shout out Kevin Williamson with the whole writing and not guessing who the hell a monster is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't guess.
Yeah, you had the one goth chick and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Gothy
She another one. She done been in a couple things with Josh Hartnett.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we had? There's a couple people in here, man. Famika Jensen.
Oh, what's her face? Who plays Gamora?
And I know Usher. Y'all ain't gotta tell me Usher.
Yeah. Zoe Saldana, whatever. She was in this stuff.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Hold on. No, that wasn't her.
That was her.
You talking about old girl on Fast and Furious?
No, I'm talking about the chick that plays Gamora in Guardians.
She was in it in Falcon.
Yeah. She was like the nurse or whatever.
Nah, that's Salma Hayek. You talking about Salma Hayek?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm about to say, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm mixing them up though.
Super young too.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, you talking about Salma Hayek? You think about Eternals, bro? I think.
Yeah, that sounds like okay. Yeah, it was something by Marvel. I was like, okay, but that's crazy. Young Salma Hayek and stuff.
Had a little cameo from Dwayne Martin.
Usher in that, it was hilarious. Like him trying to be a bully and stuff. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Man. I'm glad he wasn't in too many scenes. But I ain't trying to be funny, but not as an actor. But
he had like only like 2 roles at that time in the 90s. He had like that and Light It Up or some shit. Light It Up was dope though. That's a classic.
Actually, he's not that bad in Light It Up. I'm not taking that, but he's not that bad in Light It Up.
It was sad ending. Very sad ending.
As far as the faculty,
yeah,
I can't even say kills because they ain't really had no kills on here.
They didn't really show them though. Like, you know, certain characters, like the principal got fucked up, but they didn't really like. Really graphic. Yeah.
Shit too. Well, she didn't really die, but she stabbed and shit. And when they throw the powder on her ass or whatnot.
Yeah.
As far as premise though, I give Kevin Williamson credit just for trying to do something different, and that's why I try to give that whole being inspired by Scream and just the whole a bunch of teenagers trying to find out who it is as far as whatnot, but not no killing the mask is actually an alien. So,
is that a Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt?
Oh yeah.
That's dope. Yeah.
Man, I done had this. I ain't had it long, but I done like Texas Chainsaw reviews and this shit or whatnot. But yeah, like I said, as far as premise wise, I give them credit as far as trying to do something different. But this does not, as far as having that whole thing, as far as iconicness, as far as that's what I'm saying with Scream. You don't have no killer with a mask. You don't have somebody. You can't keep doing this over and over. You have to switch this over as far as sequels or whatnot.
It still just keeps that whodunit type of kind of vibe to it. Yeah.
That made me think of the movie he did recently, not recently, but with Wes Craven with the werewolves. Cursed. Who's the werewolf? Like,
right.
Oh, man.
You think, now that I'm thinking about it, you think Scream took somewhat inspiration from like Clue, like movies like Clue? Like as far as like the whodunit type of thing, or
what you mean Clue?
You remember like Clue because that was like a whole whodunit, like who like people start popping up getting killed left and right, but you didn't know.
Honest, I don't think I've seen Clue.
Oh man, you gotta watch Clue.
It's a horror movie, right?
Nah, it's more of like a it's more of just like a whodunit, like who's the killer, and like everybody's kind of pointing fingers at each other and stuff like that, but like. Every so often, like somebody would get killed off, and it's just like, oh, that eliminates that suspect and stuff.
When did that come out?
I want to say like the 80s. I feel like it came out in the 80s, or maybe like.
Nah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Clue was dope.
I wouldn't even think. I don't know. I think I would honestly feel like Wes Craven. I ain't gonna say he came up with the idea because I know Kevin Williamson as far as writing, but. There's somebody who came up with the idea as far as Freddy Krueger coming in nightmares, killing teens. So I'm like,
yeah. Well, they got the inspiration for that from like, you know, people actually dying in their sleeps. Like there was news reports and all that stuff, and like that people just dying in their sleep. So like, why not just take that and kind of build like a mythos around it?
Do you think Wes Craven's New Nightmare is underrated?
I liked it. I think it's better than
meta references and whatnot, trying to bring,
Yeah, I think that was better than the previous sequels and stuff.
Oh
that
yeah,
they're trying to
definitely.
like.
But
It
you
kind
had
of
Wes
brought it
Craven
back
coming
to.
back.
Yeah,
He didn't really direct like most of them sequels, did he?
I don't think he directed all of them. So.
I ain't think so. Like I said, that first one definitely a classic. As far as top 5 horror movies that Scream inspired, next one I definitely want to jump into as far as number 4, Final Destination.
Man, underrated.
I think people try to give it its credit now.
Yeah, because some time went by, so they definitely like new people find the movie. So I always think it would be dope if they did like make this a TV series, like make Final Destination to a TV.
Yeah.
It's like an anthology series. Like you have all different types of stories,
that would
and
be
then
perfect for something like this. I said that about Tales from the Hood. I wish they would have done something like that with Tales from the Hood, making it a TV series.
Yeah, that would work. Or even Season of the Witch, Halloween 3. You could have took that and made like an anthology series out of it.
Oh shit, that'd be one I have to rewatch, bro. Them niggas said nothing about Michael Myers. I was like, no way.
Yeah, that's why I said that. Like that'd have been cool as like a anthology. Like you could have all these different stories that take place in the same universe, but it just be different tales and stuff like that.
Honestly, though, I've heard a lot of people saying like, go back and watch Halloween 3 Season of the Witch and say it's pretty good.
It's not bad.
I have to give it a rewatch.
Yeah.
As far as Final Destination, I definitely had to throw this in the category because of the whole, like I said, you had these group of teenagers. But thing about Final Destination is it's not a whodunit. It's more of a how are these teens gonna die, or how are these people gonna die. As far as the Final Destination series go,
yeah, how they gonna be able to cheat death and stuff? Like death is the killer, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what's crazy. And this came out in 2000, so it's setting up for the next era of like the next decade of like horror and stuff like that. So
and yeah, you got to put this in slashers because definitely they going out like that. How would you feel? Well, cast wise, of course, how did you feel about the cast? Because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know most of these people that was in here when I first watched it.
Yeah, the dude, the blonde hair dude, isn't that the guy from Dead Zone or some shit like that? No, so I'm probably thinking of something else, but
I knew him, and I only knew him because of Dawson's Creek. The dark hair dude, yeah, him.
Yeah, like the cast was all right. You know, they always kind of kept with that same formula. Like you got the jock and all these different characters and stuff like that.
They are never going. That's one thing about as far as I would say mid 90s going into the early 2000s, and even somewhat in the mid 2000s. The jock, the hot girl, the nerd's best friend.
I think not another teen movie came out around this time too.
Yeah, kind of like a scary movie.
Yeah.
And then you have the mystery girl that likes the nerd, whatever.
Right. You got Tony Todd in here as Death too.
That's another reason why this is a classic.
Oh man, the deaths in this, the deaths in the second one were crazy. I really like the highway shit. That shit's scary because that shit happens every day.
Yo, one man going out as far as the whole shower shit. That's to me one of the worst ones. That's still to me one of the worst ones. That man eyes start turning red and everything. But yeah, shout out Tony Todd having 1 or 2 scenes and still making it an impact as far as the movie.
Right. And that's the thing about Final Destination. It was always like realistic scenarios like people go through every day, like playing like the roller coaster. Yeah, the roller. I think after the third one, that's where they kind of got ridiculous with it and stuff. But yeah,
I mean, a roller coaster.
Yeah, roller coaster like that can happen though. That happens. Like it doesn't get enough. Doesn't get that much news coverage, but it definitely happens. Like you'll see like things malfunctioning, people dying off rides, stuff like that.
Now, you're right though. The whole thing as far as engine going through the car and coming through somebody's head, I don't know about that now. Now the dump part.
Yeah, I think the second one was like the most realistic because like car accidents happen on highway all the fucking time, like all the time.
Definitely, man. This is definitely one of the classics. I definitely wanted to go back and say this one is one of the ones where I feel like it had a cast where I actually cared about the cast.
Yeah.
I actually was rocking with the cast, even the Jock. Because I feel like he kind of, I ain't going to say he trying to change, well, kind of got better with his ways as far as being a bully or whatnot, but he got scared. I'll say that he got scared. And when old boy trying to help his ass and trying to save his ass, he kind of wanted to commit suicide.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's definitely one of my favorites, and I would say Final Destination 2 probably had one of the better plots and better cast too. I ain't gonna say better cast, but better people I wanted to follow. Especially what was her girl name? Ari Lauder, that was in a mental institution.
Yeah.
I wish they would have brought old boy back. I would have liked to see him come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with the reboot.
I wanted to throw something on here, but I didn't feel like it kind of went with this. Idle Hands.
Idle Hands. Yeah, that was a dope movie. I remember that.
I feel like it's more comedy wise, but I actually enjoy Idle Hands a lot. Shout out Vivica E. Fox was in it. Seth, who was it? Seth Green? No, it wasn't Seth Green. What was the old boy name? Family Guy and shit. But
I was about to say House of Wax, but that's actually a remake. So
yeah. When did that came out? With
06. 06.
Yeah. I was about to say 2010, bro.
I almost feel like it. But now My Bloody Valentine, I think, came out in 2010. That 3D, the My Bloody Valentine 3D. I think that came out.
That's the one with old boy out Supernatural. I was thinking about Valentine, the one I got on here. I know what you're talking about. I actually went to the movies to see that one.
Yeah, 3D.
The whole thing with that one, as far as him being, I actually kind of enjoyed it because I didn't expect him to be the killer, but the reasoning is like, what the wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. I'll let y'all do what y'all doing. As far as Final Destination, you said the first two as far as your favorites, you don't like 3, 4?
3 was
5?
cool. 3 was cool, but then after that, it was just like, yeah, they're just pumping these out.
I like 5 because of the whole prequel thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was a hell of an ending. As far as leading up to that, no. Yeah, no. What you feel like as far as, because I did want to bring this up since we are talking about Final Destination, John Watts coming in and producing a new one for HBO Max.
Yeah, that's going to be fascinating.
I heard he came up with the story.
Mm-hmm. It depends on what they do with it, if that's going to be like, because I just want to see what scenario they start off with. Like, what can you do? Is it going to be in current day, or is it going to take a little bit in the past or something like that? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is this going to be at? Like, current day.
If we're doing Halloween, Scream and Halloween recently did, I feel like they're going to try to go somewhere to that route.
I can see that.
Them doing it as far as bringing in like past characters or trying to do something like that as far as the past movies or something. I see them doing it.
I would go away from the whole requel thing and just, just kind of just do your own thing. sort of how like 2018 Halloween kind of just did its own thing.
I mean, you feel like they did their own thing. I mean, they was going off their first movie.
Yeah, but I would say like that was like the first of that movie to kind of really start doing that, like, ignore all the other sequels and, but you could still do something unique and fresh with
I like the whole Jamie Lee Curtis PTSD thing.
Mm-hmm.
But with Halloween Kills, it's like, no, it's just slaughter. You're trying to give us PTSD as an audience.
One thing I'll say about Halloween Kills, I feel like they should have kept the same tone as 2018's, because I feel like they interject too much like humor into Halloween Kills. It just kind of took me out of it at times.
Didn't they kill a comedian or something? That dude that was supposed to be the gay couple or whatnot.
Yeah,
a comedian or something, ain't he?
Yeah,
I don't see them on like Mad TV or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just feel like that was too much, man. And the whole thing with him, I thought he was supposed to be like a normal person, but he's supposed to be supernatural now, I'm guessing. Yeah, Final Destination, first two I'm gonna go with. I feel like that's one of my favorites, but as far as the whole premise and giving it that whole thing as far as being inspired by Scream, it was the whole thing as far as friends, a group of friends trying to get out of a situation as far as how they gonna die or escape death. We didn't have no mass killer or anything like that. We just had a shadowy figure coming in and blowing a lot of wind, and people turning around and looking around and not seeing nothing. I mean, that's what they was doing. Especially old boy that was in the apartment on the sequel that had won the lotto.
Yeah, that shit funny as hell. He's like, bunch of wind just blowing.
That's what it was doing, bro. Like every time it just turned around and shit started going dark, and you see a shadow, and it was, what the fuck is going on? It's like somebody turned a fan or air conditioner on. It's like, no. All right.
That's just funny.
Shout out Final Destination, man. Last but not least, number 5 I wanted to jump into, Valentine.
Yeah, I have recently seen this. Not like watched it, but like, I remember this. I think I seen it on like Tubi or something like that. I was like, oh shit, I'm surprised they haven't remade this.
Oh yeah, shout out Tubi, man. They'll give you some nice fucked up horror movies that you really didn't like, but you like, okay, I'll watch this.
Yeah, I remember the trailer for Valentine vividly, like watching it as a kid and being freaked out. Like, who's this dude with this creepy ass mask and shit? Like,
you feel like the mask was creepy
at the time. Like I was like 10 years old. I was watching a lot of horror movies, but like everything would like scare me at that time. But so looking back at it, it's just like it's goofy as hell. But
I just wanted to jump over here because I feel like it's a lot of people out here probably like, what the hell is Valentine? You have to understand at this time, and I think I done said this before. If you never watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I feel like a lot of people have, David Boreanaz at that time was very popular. He was playing Angel. He had his own series at the time, and he was like one of the main characters of this movie. Then you had Denise Richards. I even think Katherine Heigl, what's her name? I think that's her name. She was like popular at that time. These was a lot of TV stars at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like what's the show? Roswell. It was the alien show out.
Yeah, Roswell.
Buffy, and I think Denise Richards might have been coming out Wild Things at the time.
It's crazy looking at movies back in like 2000 and 2001 and just looking at how far we've come quality wise.
I'm sorry, bro. This mask went creepy to me.
That's just creepy. It's a baby face. Like that's just weird. Like it almost.
I guess what was creepy when he started bleeding out his nose and shit.
I feel like that's where Happy Death Day got their inspiration for their mask.
Yep. Oh shit, man! I wish Happy Death Day would have stuck with what it was doing as far as that sequel. That shit went straight sci-fi.
Yeah, this dude not playing. He just gonna stab dead bodies. Disrespectful.
My whole thing is, if you are gonna hide and you know this dude might possibly keep doing what he's doing, that's not gonna be the best place to hide.
Right.
Your best bet might be actually attacking him.
There's no blood. Well, it makes sense why there's no blood on those on that knife, but
he probably and his whole thing was like, yeah. You thought this shit was cool, but yeah,
I'm not gonna
stab this one.
Then he opens this one. Yeah, that bit stupid.
I don't know. Was that some shit where he get off on, or that shit like he killed somebody, his nose started bleeding?
That fucking mask is creepy.
I'm sorry, bro. That shit not creepy to me.
That shit is creepy, bro. I'm like, bro.
That shit would have anything would have made me want to attack him. Take that shit off. What's wrong with you? It's not even Valentine's Day yet. Like Ghostface is like, oh, hold on, I don't know. This might be a 6 foot, 348 pound nigga. I don't know.
The thing about Ghostface, his mannerisms and how he just like kind of like not hunches over, but like he kind of just, it's the way he moves. I think that's what kind of like scares the fuck out of people and shit. Like, but
I don't know. Scream 5, Ghostface, shout out to you. You was not a clumsy motherfucker this time. You was actually staying on your feet. You wasn't falling over shit. Because every other movie, this nigga's falling over something. He tripping or doing something. Shout out Scary Movie 2 for calling that out.
It's crazy too. Like whenever they get Ghostface, like he's like knocked down or something like that, they don't ever think like, hey, let's just take off his mask real quick.
I said this in the I said this shit in the review. Why do not take this nigga's mask off, man? Even if you're not gonna kill him, at least take his mask off so you can find out who has been doing this. At least one of them.
Right.
You remember Scream 2? They crawling over the nigga body and they like nobody decides to slide his mask off a little bit, just a little bit. And then he do some type of Goku transcendent shit where he trans over to the black girl and stab her. So I'm like, damn. Hey, we still don't know who it is.
Right. It's crazy.
But Valentine, we got a guy who's not running after people. He pretty much walking. This is a guy who's not making phone calls asking you about your scary horror, your favorite horror.
He's pulling up. He pulling up.
Not only is he pulling up, but he's sending you Valentines. He's not sending you hearts and shit. He's the type of guy that's sending you rotten eggs and shit.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
One thing I like about Valentine's is he write his poems and shit, and it'll be like some vicious shit. It won't be like some sweet shit. It'll be something off the wall.
This motherfucker like something regular shit.
Yeah. But do you remember the reveal of the killer in Valentine?
Nah. Like I said, I only seen that shit once. That's
oh my god, bro. You need to watch it. I ain't gonna give it to you. Watch it. It's some silly shit to me. It's some silly shit because it's almost like a flip and flip. It's like this was the killer. No. This was the killer.
You know, it's another like slasher I'm surprised they didn't bring back, especially in this day and age, is Sleepaway Camp.
Oh man, my wife is a fan of that. I have not sit down and watched none of those. Like just sit there and watch them.
It's very weird. Like the first one, like that ending, fucked me up. Like
how many of it are? How many?
I think there's three or four.
I honestly might go and watch them and actually do like some retro review of those.
And when you watch that, you'll see what I'm talking about. Why it will fit in today's society. But I'm not going.
Is this the one you talking about where they got like some girl standing there like she like it's the reveal of a killer? It's a man or something.
Yeah. Oh. That scene is terrifying.
I gotta watch it. I'm definitely gonna check that one out. Okay, that's the one you talking about. I thought that was something else.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Do you feel okay? Do you feel like Scream might have got some inspiration with that too?
Possibly, maybe.
Not a lot, a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think Sleepaway Camp was more inspired by like Friday the 13th and stuff like that. The camp slashers. I
forgot. That's around that time. That's around that era.
Like 80s. Yeah. Late 80s. Early 80s, I should say.
See, as far as Scream though, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, this was an era where you had a bunch of slashers that was pretty much on the end of their ropes. You had Friday the 13th where you didn't even have Jason in the movie. I think the last one where he was possessing people's bodies or some shit.
I think it was like Jason Lives or something like that.
Yeah. And then you had the whole tease of Freddy grabbing his mask at the end or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween, that was on the downward spiral. We had Halloween, what was it? Halloween 5, I think, before we got Scream.
No, we had H2. We got H2O and stuff, and like
we
going
did.
into like
Scream, the first Scream. I think that was after. I swear, I think that was after the first Scream. We got the Curse of Michael Myers before the first Scream.
I think H2O I think came out late 90s.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
H2O Resurrection.
I don't know why I didn't put that on this list because when I think about it, they was watching Scream 2 in that movie.
Yeah. Breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, pretty much meta reference. I bring those up because, like I said, those was pretty much at the downward hill as far as slasher movies. And then you had Wes Craven pretty much coming in saying, or Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson coming in saying, or trying to do something different. My first time watching Scream, as far as, was it 1996?
Yeah.
It was on a VHS tape, bootleg. I was so terrified of just hearing Drew Barrymore's screams on the phone talking to a parent. As a kid, I'm sitting there just like bro, that was a vicious scene. To this day, I feel like that was one of the most vicious scenes as far as a slasher movie go.
Yeah, like even I would say some aspects of Saw kind of like takes this pretty like just like you want to play a game.
Yeah,
like the whole voice changing thing and stuff like that too.
What's the dude name to say the voice for Scream, man? I want to definitely shout him out too.
I forget.
Iconic. Bro. And we don't have none of that in none of these slasher movies that came after Scream 2.
I liked how they did it in the Scream 5, like how he kind of switched up the shit. Yeah,
especially at the beginning, the way he talking and whatnot. I love it, man. I love it. That's why I gotta watch Scream again. It's a lot better, I think, after you watch it more and more.
It's not a slasher, but I definitely think it was unique for the time as well. Cabin in the Woods. That kind of like it kind of like used those, horror tropes, but kind of flipped it.
That's why I was saying I wish Scream would have kind of did. I honestly thought that's what they was gonna do.
Like it was a whole reality show or something like that. Yeah, they did something similar. Like was it American Horror Story with Roanoke? Yeah.
But like I said, I appreciate what they did, because not only did they not try to like outdo Wes Craven, but they played a lot of homage to him. Because I said, if you wouldn't know what happened with Wes Craven and whatnot, and rest in peace to the great Wes Craven and whatnot, you would have thought he possibly would have did this movie.
Yeah, I think they could do a lot of interesting things with Scream going forward, especially with Sam's character. If they really go that route of just like she could end up being a killer and stuff like that, that would be really dope.
Amazon, I Know What You Did Last Summer TV show. Can they learn from this?
I did not finish that. I was like, bro, I don't even think they killed somebody in the first. Well, no, they didn't kill nobody in the first episode. I was like, yeah, they waited till the second episode to kill somebody. I was like, bro, that shit was weak. I was like,
will you give Scream TV show a try?
I watched the first season. The first season was actually pretty decent. I was surprised. I was like, wow, like this is fucking violent as fuck.
What about the VH1 one with Mary J. Blige?
I didn't even give that a chance. I was like, bro, what are they doing?
I watched that with Ro. I'll give it this. I'm
probably give it a try though.
I'm not even gonna do it like that.
But the first season that they did I was like, all right, that's interesting. Even though like the mask was kind of weird, I understand they were trying to do something completely different. I'll
give MTV all the respect in the world for at least doing that.
Yeah.
But VH1, Queen Latifah produced that. I don't know what y'all was doing, bro. The killer reveals in that one. It
was like twins or something like that.
No.
No. One of the killer, it was a twin or some shit.
You talking about the VH1 show with Tiger Hill?
Yeah, the season 3 one.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's horrible. It's not that easy. One thing I give that show credit for is they had a lot of kills that was interesting. It wasn't like stabs or whatnot. They did a lot of like kills that was like, it was brutal too, but they did a lot of kills that wasn't traditional Scream kills.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I get that credit for. I mean, the only thing, and that's being somewhat nice. So shout out to the people who recently did this new Scream, man. They just thank you. That lets you know we're not gonna get no more TV shows, and this made money at the box office, so we are most likely definitely getting a Scream 6.
I would have liked to see like them kind of do a slasher universe, sort of like how like an MCU type of thing.
Scream?
Well, not just like all the different slashers. Like you could have, like say you're watching Halloween 2018, and on the news you see somebody died in their sleep or something like that. It'd just be like
that's what I was about to say. You talking about like some connection type? Okay.
Yeah, like little subtle connections. You never see them cross paths with each other, but like it'd just be different kind of stories and stuff. Like this crazy dude with with a skin face, whatever, and just
It'll be hard to do that with like a Scream though, because that's like real world shit.
Mm-hmm.
But having that type of connection with like Friday the 13th, well, they already tried to do that with Freddy vs. Jason, but
yeah,
I can see them doing something like I can't even say I know what you did last summer in Scream. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I just think that'd be a dope idea. You don't have to have the slashers like ever come across each other or nothing like that. It's just referenced or something like that, just to tease people, like.
I like the idea though. When you said it, I got hyped just off the idea.
Because like Blumhouse damn near owns almost all the different slashers and stuff like that. So,
what you think they're gonna do with their Exorcist remake?
Man, I just hope it's good. Because I think they're going to do like a Halloween thing to it, like ignore all the sequels and stuff like that. So, and ignore the TV show.
Now. It depends on Halloween ends. After Halloween ends, then I feel like I have more confidence in whatever they're gonna do.
I'm surprised they don't call it Halloween Evil Dies Tonight.
They cannot have him doing that same slaughter shit though, bro. Ain't no way they're gonna have him just doing that again.
It's gonna be a night. I want to see what they're gonna do with the time skip. They said they're going to address the whole pandemic thing. So I'm like, oh
yeah,
boy.
I heard about like politics or some shit.
Yeah, I was just like, be careful with that shit.
I don't see how that plays into Michael Myers, but
yeah.
Like I said, that's pretty much all I have for tonight, bro. I do appreciate you coming through.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to my co-host. I think she texted me. I'm gonna have to see after I get done. But did you feel like I left anything off the list as far as
no? I think this was a solid list.
Okay. Honestly, when you brought up Halloween H2O, that's the only one I feel like I left off because of the whole premise or whatnot and all the group of kids or whatnot. The only thing I said is I feel like I'm glad I did because we don't want to see Michael Myers' eyes. Halloween H2O, you can see him basically like he got contacts in or some shit.
I guess you could have thrown Scary Movie since that was inspired by.
That's parodying all of these.
Yeah,
but still, heck no.
You can still throw it on the list though, just as a movie that inspired it. Because if Scream never existed, we would have never gotten a Scary Movie.
The Thing?
The Thing?
Trying to guess who the alien is?
No, because that was like way before.
That's what I'm saying. Do I feel like Scream? I should have said, do you feel like Scream was kind of inspired? I ain't gonna say they was inspired by it, but I mean, being this John Carpenter movie, and I know it was a remake, but still.
Yeah, I think Scream takes direct inspiration from Halloween. The first like Halloween movie.
Yeah, I'm going off the whole premise of the whole who done it or who is it type shit. That's what I was mentioning. But top 5 lists, top 5 horror movies that I feel like Scream inspired. Once again, I appreciate Pert Minded for coming through, joining me. You got anything you got going
on? Just Ozark this weekend and Attack on Titan.
Are you gonna be doing episode review?
No, I'm probably just gonna watch it all and just get my overall thoughts on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking you that, bro, but I'm not thinking this Netflix so you can binge it. My bad.
Yeah. No. I used to do that with Cobra Kai. That shit was a lot. That was a lot to do. Like to go back. I'm
binging Ozark, bro, because I done caught up and I'm ready to go straight in, especially after seeing Helen, go out the way she go out. I'm
excited though. Next week, Netflix got 3 shows that I really want to check out. I'm probably gonna end up getting to 2 of them, which is like All of Us Are Dead.
You seen? I seen you share one, the zombie one they got about to come out.
Yeah, all of us are dead. Yeah, it's the Korean show. So I was like, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. And another one that has a long ass title. It's like The Woman Across the Street from the.
I seen that one. The woman looking at the girl from across the street.
It's a whole sentence, bro. I was just like off the title alone. You said what?
All of them come out tomorrow.
No. Next week they got All of Us Are Dead, and there's another one with like 2 sisters or some shit like that. I think it's like a foreign show or something like that. It's a horror, so should be interesting. You gotta watch Yellow Jackets though, man.
I'm on it, bro. I'm on it. I'm finishing Peacemaker. Like I said, I had to catch up with Peacemaker because I didn't know that was as good as it is, but I'm gonna wait for that because I'm gonna talk about that. But anything as far as I'm doing, the next thing I'm gonna be doing is Uncut Ish Talk Friday. Like I said, bro, if you want to join me, you're more than welcome to come through. I'm gonna try to jump into what I want to see in the next Scream. Like I said, as far as Scream 6 or 7, like what I would like to see next, and just spoiler talk a little bit. Other than that, I want to talk about Kendrick Lamar. He got something going on with South Park creators as far as a movie, so I'm gonna get into that and whatnot. Other than that, man, that's pretty much all I got coming up next. Well, anybody that tuned in tonight, make sure you shoot over there. If you haven't shot over there to Perk Minded channel, subscribe to his channel. Like I said, he got the Yellow Jackets thing going on. He got Attack on Titans. Recently doing the Peacemaker review he just did. I'm going to be doing a couple retro movie reviews. I got that I'm going to be working on. Other than that, I am doing my top 5 revenge movies. Let me know in the comment section, too, if y'all got any honorable mentions that I didn't put as far as top 5 horror movies that Scream inspired that I didn't mention. Let me know in the comment section. Once again, shout out Perk Minded for coming through, joining me. Like I said, taking the time just to jump on here with me. I do appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate it.
Shout out my co-host Nadia. She didn't get to come through. She did want to join me. I'm gonna have to see what's going on. But like I said, other than that, make sure y'all tune in Friday for a new episode of Uncut Ish Talk. And once again, make sure y'all slide over there to Perk Minded channel and subscribe to his channel if you haven't subscribed to his channel yet. Other than that, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget that notification bell to let you know when I upload new videos. It's the road to 400 subs. We out.